Hello, it is October 5th, 2019, Saturday, 6:42 p.m. Yeah, I just got reefed up. It's like around here somewhere. I ran out of reefer yesterday, but then my roommate put a big nug like this big on the dining room table. Like my roommate, every single time I run out of weed, pretty much, he just starts giving me weed. He's like, "Yeah, I found out. I realized you're out of weed, so I gave you a nugget." So that's super chill. So I huffed it all night, and then like I was working until this morning, and then I had like still a bowl in there, maybe like 3 or 4 hits, and I was like, should I smoke it now before I go to sleep, or should I do it when I get up? And of course I smoked it when I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I was like, did I smoke that when I went to sleep? And I looked, and it was gone. I was like, of course I did. But it didn't take me any effort at all to get to sleep this morning. It was totally awesome. I love working in my own schedule, man. Like, somebody needs to open up a business, like Google. If they think that they're so fucking like la-di-da avant-garde, they need to have a division somewhere in there and working on something where there's no hours. I mean, or like people can just work outside. I guess a lot of people work on their own. They just do the same thing. Yeah, you can just work all on your own. People should vlog about it, to help encourage people to not think that they have to follow a certain 9 to 5 schedule. Yeah, I got up and I was tired, and I got up and but I called my mom before I went to sleep. It was 8 in the morning, and before I went to sleep, I got hungry, and so I called my mom, and then I'm like, "Yo, are you one going out to breakfast?" And she's like, "No way, I don't got the money for that or the time. I already had breakfast." And so she's like, "You go," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna go by myself." So I think what happened was I just went to sleep, and then I got up this afternoon super hungry. Um, and then I was working. I think today I finished my lists page. I had a list page, and yeah, I abandoned that page. It was like Machu Picchu. I went to Machu Picchu, and the guide showed the part on the top of the hill, and there's this big rock in the middle, and he goes, "Yeah, they were just in the process of dragging that rock across the top and building this wall when something happened, and they just quit building it all of a sudden." They think that's when the Spaniards suddenly came, and they had to suddenly stop working. So if it hadn't been for the Spaniards, they would have been able to finish Machu Picchu. But so it's kind of like that. It was like, and I think what happened was I built like these pages, 10 years ago, more than 2008, 2009 ish, and that was on a other generation computer. I should have invested more money in computers back in them their days, but I just never had the money because I was taking care of my wife in Chile, and then I was putting all my extra money, and thought I was going to do a kayak trip, and just never got a computer that was good. But so I think what happened was I built the pages, and they get big, 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 and then the computer can't handle it. Oh, ow! I just whacked myself in the eye. Oh, that hurt. Get off of here, birdie. There are these little birds flying around my eye. I need to clean my room. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna vacuum my room right after I do this video. Um. So. Um. Oh shit! Lost my train of thought. Yeah. Blah. So I'm gonna yesterday working all day long on the page, the lists page, and it was finally finished it. Oh yeah, I abandoned it because it just got too big. The pages got too big, and so I just abandoned it. I just like give up, and I have to bail. And the same thing happened with my religious statistics, and my religious statistics page, which I'm working on now, and I'm actually really enjoying what I'm doing. We're doing it now, but that thing really got abandoned in a basic look. I mean, I left that thing alone before I even. I think I rainbow crystallized. It means when I add the colors. I added colors to it, but I didn't add all the colors and to all of them, and it wasn't. They weren't matched. I never got around to matching the second menu to the main body, And yeah, like that's an old. I built that back in like '08, like 11 years ago. And I never got around to matching the or linking it. None of the links were built. So, but that's not a biggie though. That doesn't even mean nothing in the long run because um, rebuilding that page now with this fast Macintosh that I have is like a gazillion times easier than it would have been before. So it was actually the smart thing to do, to just abandon that page. Just build it until it drives you crazy because the computer can't keep up, and then just move on to another idea, and then come back to it whenever the computers catch up. And I would like to, the original intention on my lists page was to include every single animal and, division of every single thing like you could learn in school, or animal and things that exist on the website. And you would just have it, you would have just different layers of menu. Currently, the project I'm working on now, which has the most layers of menu, which is going to be super interesting to see how I could get it to organize, is the U.S. law code. I want to try to get the entire U.S. law code onto my website, and I'd like to see if I could. There's 21 different. I think there's 21 or 41 different sectors of the law code, and I think I'd like to get each one onto in their own in just one page, jam pack it all into one page. That's how I do things. Is I have stuff all into one page. It makes it easier to search for words. So it's just scrolling is an amazing tool that's underutilized in web pages. People always link to other pages instead of having gigantic pages that you can scroll down that are jam packed with text. So, brain fart. So, wow, that weed is good, man. Way better than the weed over at the what's that other place called? Green Tree. Used to go to the Green Tree. My medical expired. I had to go over to the recreational place today. But every time I go to the Green Tree, I'm like, yo, give me the very best shit you got, top shelf. And they give me these puffy weeds. Like once I got a little jam packed, but I went over to the farm. They gave me great shit. I went to this other place. I can't remember what it's called, on the 28th, and they gave me some shit that's like nuclear power, better than any shit you get over the Green Tree. I'm done Green Tree. I like the good shit. I think recreational is better than medical. Anyway, so so I built those pages today. Getting back to them and fixing the links is just the most enjoyable experience because it's coming together so fast. I fixed my links page yesterday. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, the U.S. law code, and that'd be awesome if I could get all of them all into one page, one book into one page, and then be able to scroll up and down really fast and go to all the laws and link around and just make. But how many different layers of menu? Because that's how I work. I have all the different categorized in one big box with the menu, and then this next level down and another menu. You look at that, and then another one down, and then another one down. Instead of having pop-up menus everywhere, this is all just more like plastered on without pop-up. So instead of utilizing the magic of the pop-up, you utilize the magic of the scroll. That's your pop-up. So, that'd be interesting if somebody makes a website like mine that's just like Wikipedia. If they make a Wikipedia that's all from pop-ups and like pop-up Wikipedia. You'd have pop-up Wikipedia, the way that Wikipedia is designed, and then you'd have my website, which is, I think my website's the best. But I think in the future, more and more websites are going to look like mine. Like Wikipedia is already doing it with their evolutionary scale. They have it color coded, but they don't have it rainbow colored coded. Maybe they're afraid I'm going to sue them for copyright or something. But yeah, no. In the future, I think more and more pages are going to be loaded with more and more color. Today they're all white. It's like hello. It's like when the Model T came out, they're only black Model T. So yeah, I think in the future it's going to be lots of different fonts, lots of different colors of fonts, lots of different colors on the page, and everything will mean something. So people will, when somebody figures out somebody's page, they'll just be able to understand the whole page wherever they go. anywhere on the site. And so, whoa, I've talked for more than 10 minutes. I guess this weed just makes me talkable. But so yesterday, I finished that links page really quickly. But what I would like to do is eventually do the links page, so do it completely. Like, you look at every single animal and all the different species of everything you include in there, and you just have to make the new menus more and more down. Or maybe I'll use a drop up. I don't know, but I don't think I want to do that until I have an even faster computer, because even the computer that I have now isn't fast enough if I just want to dump a lot of stuff in and not have to break stuff out. For example, I'm working on 3 pages right now that have break off pages because the main page can't handle it. So I'll just come back maybe in a year or two, a couple of years, 5 years. They'll have a new generation of Mac that I'll buy. And I can go and do the law code and then do the whole taxonomy page, get everything on there without even worrying, without even taking a long time, because the computer can do it. You just like copy paste. It's all about how fast the computer is, because your hands can move fast. So today I'm working on the religious statistics and matching the 3. I have 3 different menu levels. It's and making sure it all links and link all of those together. And when that's done, I mean, I didn't even make the link. Well, I actually did make the link, but for some reason the links don't work, because I looked and I moused over and they have the link there. But when I click on it, so maybe I made the link, but I never made the anchor, or I don't know, but so I guess I made the link, so all I have to do is make the anchor. But yeah, it's gonna be great when it's done, because it's, cue cards. When you're trying to learn a language, you make the cue cards like, what does Bogota mean? Oh, it means, I don't know what Bogota means, but you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's like you're looking at the page on the top and you're like, what's the religious statistic of that? And so you click and ping, there it goes. Oh, okay. And then you click the button, ping, back to the top, kind of like with my timeline page. And then you just keep doing it over. Oh, what's, and then you click it, bing. Oh, there it is, bing. And you can do it. You can use that for knowledge tests on YouTube. You can screen capture yourself going, hey, look how good I am. Or let's take the test. Let's take the Kyle Pounds religious statistics page test, run through the gamut, do every single one really quickly. And then after you're done, you tally up your score and you see what grade you got. I think I'll do that. That'd be cool. So, yeah, I think maybe I'll be done with it. I don't know. No, actually, I was thinking I'll be all day today and all day tomorrow, and even the next day. I don't know, because I wouldn't even care, because I'm super excited to get this bitch going. I can't believe I left this one alone for so long. You know what? I think I'm high, but my high thought is I think I'm getting an insight into how evolution works. You know how, like, we split away from the apes 7.2 million years ago, and so, some people are like, we didn't evolve from apes. We split away from apes 7.342 million years ago. But I mean, if apes are the same now as they were then, you could say, split away from apes. What happened was apes just never evolved. And so that's kind of like what happened with my website. I split off in the evolutionary timescale. I split off from my religious statistics page. And now I'm but now I'm discovering it in the jungle eating a banana. And I'm like, oh shit, let's bring this thing up to evolution. Anyways, that's my stoner thought. I don't even know if it makes sense, but so I don't know, maybe I'll get some. I'm gonna work on my Titan and listen to music. I haven't listened to anything, I don't think, reading today. Just listen to music, being like, what the fuck about the page. I finished my list page today. And then I never included the reptiles in the menu. It was just like phantom hiding in there. I don't know, maybe I thought I was going to finish it. I also had fish. I remember I was working on that page and I was working on fish. That's why you don't see fish in there, because fish was insanely huge. And I think I had it off on one of the side pages because it was too big to include in the main one. And I was going to include it later, but then it somehow disappeared. So there's like a big example of one of the things I work on forever that just poofed away. But I'll do it maybe one day because Wouldn't that be amazing when they invent? This is going to completely revolutionize the world. In the future, when somebody invents computers that are good enough to hear everything that you say, and you can do a web design just with your voice. You could be like an old person who can't even move. You're in the old person's home, and you're like, "Hey, do you have the new smartphone 57?" Yeah, yeah. Put it on my chest. I want to make a website. I want to write a book. So you're just here with your eye closed, like, yeah, make a page like the one on my religious statistics page. Make the top say this, but make it the background yellow. Give it a font of indigo with this blue. Okay, now in the first paragraph, say this, and just make an entire beautiful web page with all of the pictures you need, all the links linked together, all by voice, because it understands all those commands of CSS. Somebody should Dreamweaver needs to program into their computer voice commands and program all the different CSS. You know, like Dreamweaver needs to bridge the gap. Like if they have Wix and Squarespace pre-created templates, Dreamweaver needs to create templates that people can voice activate, and or maybe template or those. Somebody needs to invent templates that you can voice activate and then voice write and then voice upload it. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I mean, people are talking about the power of the future of the computers and AI. That's what we need to be talking about, because that look, AI is never going to have a mind of its own. It's only going to be able, as smart as we're able to make it. It's just going to do computations really fast and tell us interesting stuff like but it's like it's never going to take a mind of its own and get creative and build things. It's always going to take direction from us, and so if we can communicate with it, that's where the true power can happen. When we can just lay here and tell it to do whatever we want it to do. Yeah, the reason it'll never take a mind of its own is you can't individualize different sectors of the the internet hard mainframe from different like units that can communicate with each other and stuff. If a spirit's going to do that, it's going to incarnate itself into a human. It's not going to, you know what I mean? So I mean, maybe it'll be alive in some way, but only in a service to life here on this world type of a way. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's I've talked long enough. Today, hopefully, maybe, but definitely you should check in on my religious statistics page within a week, I don't know, or a few days. I think maybe I'll be done with it tomorrow, but I'm really enjoying it now because it's simple. It's just okay. Which it's putting a puzzle together. Which one is that? Where does it say that? Which number and color was it? Okay, put it there, but then I have to rebuild the menu some and change it. But yeah, it's amazing how and what of a basic state I left it. This is a long time ago. Anyways, enough talking. Okay, have a good one. Talk to you tomorrow.